lips. Hi, I'm Toxicoma. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here or returning, please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps out a lot. And like the video. Like it or else.
This is the largest dinosaur fossil ever discovered. It's an 8-foot-tall thigh bone and belongs to the largest creature to ever walk this planet, the Patagotitan. Oh,
Patagotitan.
Oh, no! Patty, come on.
Oh no.
With a length of 122 feet, this titanosaur stretches further than
Holy, that's a lot. That's huge.
3 city buses and weighs more than 10 African elephants. Think about that for a moment. A single creature that weighs as much as an entire parade of elephants. It literally pushes physics to the limit.
I don't think I could even fathom that at all.
Impossible, but it is possible. So stay tuned for that, because in this video, I'm going to show you the true scale of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were massive, but movies like Jurassic Park have warped our perception of just how large dinosaurs really were. Sometimes unknowingly, other times intentionally, but always for the sake of making them seem cooler. They're dinosaurs, man! They don't need help being cool. The Stegosaurus from the Lost World, for instance, was not only enlarged for the movie, but the fins on its back were also elongated to get a more cinematic silhouette. Remember the Dilophosaurus? Yeah, the little guy who spits at Newman? In reality, we have no idea if it could do that or if it even had frills. Yeah, that's right. The frills were completely made up and the points don't matter. But it's also true.
Isn't there like a lizard that can do that too? That would make sense. Maybe. That would be really cool though, because like, how did that lizard be able to do it then?
Small. In reality, the Dilophosaurus should be 4 times bigger than the little ambush lizard we got on screen.
Moly
and the size of the
guacamole.
Mosasaurus from the Jurassic World movies is all over the place. It literally got larger every time a new movie came out. It went from swimming around in the Jurassic Sea World to being the size of a freaking ship. By the time we got to Jurassic World Rebirth, the Mosasaur is an incredible 200 feet long. In reality, the Mosasaurus was actually about the size of an average whale, never getting larger than about 42 feet long. Perhaps the biggest misconception is about the famous Velociraptor. Thanks to the movies, this dinosaur is iconic.
I think that they actually have like fur and stuff.
Velociraptors. You might have already known that real Velociraptors actually had feathers. Because
we
found indentations in the fossils where they would have been located, which are the same indentations we see in modern birds, which are the only dinosaurs still alive today. Yeah, that's right. Birds are not only descended from dinosaurs, they literally are dinosaurs. They survived.
Yeah, I talked about this in the T-Rex video I made.
However, the discovery of feathers didn't happen until years after the movie came out. They just didn't know. Also, it was 1993. Having CGI dinosaurs at all was a revolution. You think they could have pulled off feathers? They could barely do skin. Fun fact, the computers used by the characters in Jurassic Park are Silicon Graphics Crimson workstations, which are the same model computers used by ILM to create the CGI for the movie. With a 0.15 gigahertz processor and a whopping 256 megabytes of memory, these SGI workstations were state-of-the-art and they cost $200,000 each. But these days, we have creators like Coolio Art adding feathers back.
200,000. My computer costs like 1.5 thousand. That's a lot of money.
Onto the raptors from the movie. And honestly, he did a really good job, but here's the thing. These are still not velociraptors. Real velociraptors were actually pretty small.
More like a 6-foot turkey.
Actually more like a 2-foot turkey. This is Mongo, a Velociraptor mongoliensis. Hey buddy. Yeah, not exactly what you're used to seeing, huh?
No, wait, I like it even more. I like it even more. It doesn't look as scary.
Around 5 to 6 feet long from the nose to the tail, but only weighed about 30
super
pounds,
cute.
making him just a little bit larger than your average turkey.
No, yeah,
sure,
I like it.
He's still a vicious little hunter, but nothing like the terrifying creatures portrayed in the movies.
Yeah.
Who's a good boy, Mongo? Yeah, you are. You want to play with the bone? I broke it. When writing the original Jurassic Park book, Michael Crichton drew inspiration for his raptors from the Deinonychus, which is much bigger. But he thought the name Velociraptor was cooler, so he took it and then made them even bigger. So in truth, the raptors that we find so iconic are completely fabricated. These kinds of changes are made entirely for cinematic effect. I mean, the Indominus Rex and the D-Rex aren't even real. They're genetically engineered theme park monsters at the end of the day. In fact, they all are. None of these on-screen dinos ever claim to be faithful adaptations. These movies don't owe reality anything.
Wait, that's actually really smart though, in the sense of it. Because everybody would get mad and stuff, and it's like, guys, they're not actually like real dinosaurs. We never said that they were real dinosaurs. So
just don't.
The Meg. Oh. I don't think I've seen that. Oh, Meg 2.
You're getting me started.
I'm not getting started. I'm not getting anything started.
Okay, good. Shows like Prehistoric Planet actually do an amazing job of visualizing what dinosaurs may have looked like. Seriously, some of these shots from the show are just drop-dead gorgeous. It's a full imagination of what life might have been like while supporting it with as much science as possible, while throwing some of the best CGI in the business at it. They're basically S-tier examples of accurate dinosaur visuals. However, honestly, it's a little tough to get a good sense of how large these dinosaurs are from this show. And it's not the show's fault, it's just the nature of having your visual context be nature. When your background is just arbitrary trees and rocks, there's no real sense of scale. So how about we use something for scale you're all familiar with?
Banana! Well, how big is the banana? That's interesting. You could ride on that one. That one looks cool. Whoa. Fossilosaurus, Triceratops! You could ride on that one too. A crab. Oh yeah, that's right.
A banana just can't do the dinosaur justice. For example,
You
take the massive
forgot the
Hepzygoptrix.
Hepzygoptrix.
Yeah, that.
the crab, but it's a really old crab. What's the name of this crab? Horseshoe crab. They didn't include the horseshoe crabs. They just said crab.
They give us the dimensions of the massive hepatitis rocks as being 30 feet wide and 15 feet tall, but they show it on an empty beach with only another one for scale.
And last, a female.
These flying behemoths could stand taller than the backboard of a basketball hoop. I mean,
Oh, my
it's just crazy
megalophobia
to
could
think that these
never
things could
with
fly
these
at all.
dinosaurs.
Remember those SGI computers from the 90s?
The dinosaurs
Well,
won't even
back
kill me.
then,
I would
Island
have a heart
had
attack
fleet
and
of them
die
to create the CGI for
beforehand.
Jurassic Park. And one of those high-end machines could compute 24 million operations every single second. That's
Yo, give me one of
megaflops for all
those.
of
Let
you.
me play Call of Duty on one of those computers. That might be like really laggy.
Non-nerds out there. And it
Before
still
the
took over
megaflops.
12 hours to render a single frame. These days, my NVIDIA RTX AI PC
Oh my
from
gosh.
Puget Systems has a GeForce RTX 5090 in it, which
I
is,
have
well,
a
a lot faster. It can push over
5090.
100 trillion calculations per second. That's
Oh,
over 4 million
shit.
times more computing power than what they were using in the 90s. Kind of makes those old computers seem
It's
like
only
dinosaurs, huh?
like 20 years, 30 years
They
later.
also only had a
That's
single
lot of
processor core,
progress.
whereas NVIDIA's latest consumer graphics cards have over 21,000 processor cores working in parallel. That's like the difference between you and a stadium full of the guys she told you not to worry about. Look how smooth this is running. It's
What? Wait, that's fucking insane.
crazy to me that this kind of power is just available to your average consumer. It also has 32 gigabytes of VRAM, so it can handle pretty much anything I can throw at it. I'm literally rendering this shot right now while I have DaVinci open editing this video at the same time. If any of you are in a market for a PC to create your own art, allow me a moment to just gush about Puget Systems. They've been making all of the PCs for Corridor for over 9 years now, and
Is this a freaking sponsor?
so we know how big they were, but what about everything else? You see, that's where things get a little tricky. In order to understand what dinosaurs were really like, we gotta dig deeper. The only evidence of dinosaurs we have at all are these rocks that used to be bones, aka fossils. That's literally it. Soft tissue? doesn't get fossilized. We only have their skeletons to infer everything we know
Also,
about
if you put anything in rosin or stuff like that, and it'll harden, it'll stay preserved as well.
dinosaurs. So how do we know what they look like?
As
Take a
good
look
as
at
it
this
can
dinosaur
get.
skull
I'm
from
not
the
exactly
Gorgonathus
that
terribilis,
sure,
which
but-
stands for terrifying gorgon jaw, named after these protruding tusks. From this fossil, we can deduce it had an extremely powerful bite, but like, what kind of skin texture did it have? Did it have colorful patterns on it? Did it have floppy ears? We don't know. Science tells us a lot about dinosaurs, but it's the media that informs our perspective.
I was gonna say, a lot of dinosaurs that you think don't have like feathers or fur or hair on them most likely do.
What they looked like, not science. See, it's impossible to actually know what they looked like. We can only deduce, extrapolate, and imagine. Artists like Griffin interpret what they see and reimagine it for us all. So this is what the Gorgonathus could have looked like. Yeah, that's a terrifying dinosaur, all right. This almost looks like something straight out of Star Wars, but who knows? Maybe this is what a Gorgonathus would actually look like. Except I lied. This is not a dinosaur. It's a hippo. Don't let their adorable looks fool-
No way! That does look like a... Wait, now I see it. Okay.
a dinosaur. It's a hippo. Don't let their adorable looks fool you, though. Hippos are territorial, monstrously powerful, and willing to attack first and ask questions never. Responsible for upwards of 500 human fatalities a year, hippos are among the most dangerous animals in the world.
Yeah, their
But
jaws
so
are crazy.
adorable. How can that be? It's tricky to reconstruct an animal's appearance from bones alone. I mean, fossils give us the pieces of a puzzle, but not the picture on the box. However, we can piece together some things, such as despite how dangerous hippos are, we know they were herbivores based on the shape of their teeth, and we can use that same
They only eat plants and stuff.
methodology for animals we've never seen alive before, such as the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I think so.
I was so delighted when you called and asked to shoot with this thing. It is one of my favorite objects in my collection. Standing in front of it, you feel the evolutionary pressure that this will eat you.
Okay, to be fair, that doesn't look as big as I thought it would have, but like it'll be like a little thicker and stuff because you have the muscle and the skin and all that stuff and all those layers, but that's gonna, I thought that they were bigger. TV, man. Oh my goodness.
Saying this is based off of
so
the Sioux, so this is probably about what, 5 feet, 4.5, 5 feet long?
4.5, 5 feet long. The real Sioux was, the head was a bit more crushed when it was found.
Sure, yeah,
so I think this
reconstructed.
is more like an idealized, complete version.
Oh,
yeah, there's your view.
Whoa.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. I'll see you later. This guy is actually weirdly light. He is foam sprayed with a hard urethane coating, so it only weighs about 70 pounds.
For millions of years, this was the
almost
last
as much as
thing
me.
creatures saw. Now, there are a lot of misunderstandings about the T-Rex. Thanks to Jurassic Park, most people think they had terrible eyesight.
Don't move. You can't see us if we don't move.
There's no
Except they
yeah.
completely made that up too. T-Rexes likely had incredible vision. Think about it. Birds are renowned for having incredible eyesight. I mean, this guy is literally eagle-eyed, and a T-Rex is
Imagine T-Rexes nowadays and they see glass and then they do the same thing birds do. Well, they'll probably break the glass because of how big they are, but I don't know. The thought of a T-Rex slamming into glass just like a bird is funny to me.
basically just a giant bird. This is how large their eyeball would have been. It's about the size of a grapefruit, which is huge. Typically, bigger eyes have more rods and cones, which allows for better vision. They probably
That's
also
so
have the
weird. I didn't like that.
best depth perception
Because
of any
of the
creature ever.
parallax,
Exactly.
and they're
The
looking
distance.
forward. There's not many dinosaurs this big who are looking forward.
Yes.
Yeah, that is
the wider
true.
the eye, the better your sense of how far away something is.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that allowed this eagle-eyed dude to be able to see prey from 3 miles away. This guy has a keyhole-shaped eye socket.
I can't even
because it
see like
allows
20
to
feet
have
in front of
extra
me
strength for the
clearly.
bite. It's basically a reinforced skull
Aye,
to
aye,
be
aye.
able to bite down with 8,000 pounds of force per square inch. That is so much force, the skull had to literally evolve to
Holy.
withstand it.
Oh my God, so everything about their physiology was to support the strength needed for just cleaving crap in two.
It's important to note that the teeth that we're seeing are only just the tips. The roots actually go significantly longer. A full tooth is like bigger than a banana. Classically, Jurassic Park shows them as these terrifying creatures with exposed teeth, but there's evidence to suggest that actually
Yeah,
the
no,
teeth are
I
never
think, yeah, it makes sense because they're kind of... It looks like a really, really, really big alligator or like a crocodile, so it would make sense if their teeth were hidden just a little bit, you know?
exposed. They had lips.
What?
Oh, they have lips?
And you can actually
no
see
way.
the indentations where the lip muscles would have been. Right through
what
here.
that
These-
is?
Yeah,
That's
where like little
crazy.
muscles would have been attaching
what
to the
that
bone
is?
here, and that would have formed the lips. And so you would have had lips covering both the teeth, and we know that because there's no wear and tear from the exposure that exposed teeth would have had. But again, it's one of those things, we don't know exactly what shape the lips would have been. Maybe they did have really puckery lips.
That would be funny.
There's no way to tell other than that we know that there were lips.
That is today I learned, man. I had no idea T-Rex had lips.
And on top of that, they had incredible hearing, because why not? But the
Right.
crazy thing was that their hearing was very good at very low
Dude, I love
frequencies.
dinosaurs.
And
This
so
guy
they
has
could
a
hear,
lot of stuff. He has like
footsteps
a Cleopatra looking things in the
long way
background
away,
too.
or like breathing of a
They
prey
could tour
some
his
distance away. They
house.
could smell it, they could hear it, and they could see it. In reality, their eyesight was great, their smelling was great, their hearing was great.
Oh
They
my
could
God, you'd
talk
be
pretty
so
much
cooked.
anything.
They just couldn't talk on a cell phone. They couldn't get it up to their head.
Like, hello.
I'm trying to. hold on,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
hopefully
speaker.
they explain
It's
why
just
they have
nuts to
smoke.
see this in real
I
life.
guess
For
not.
all the research I've put into the T-Rex to actually like be, I wouldn't be able to do this at a museum, man.
No, that's the best part about my museum is you can touch everything.
That's so cool.
I was just at the American Museum of Natural History talking to their curatorial paleontologist, and he was telling me that this is not only the largest land predator in the history of the world, but also by far the most successful.
To put into perspective just how massive the T-Rex is,
I'm sorry,
today's
but I know I keep saying this, but those short hands are so funny. I guess they don't even need hands because of how strong their jaw is, but it's so silly.
largest land animal is the African elephant, but you would have to combine the weight of this with a large pickup truck to match the heavyweight champion with the teeth. Hey. This guy.
Wow.
Scale-wise, The Lost World actually did a pretty good job of depicting the size of the T-Rex. Simply by putting it somewhere we're all familiar with, we get fantastic context for how big it is. They stood about 12 to 13 feet tall at their hips, making them taller than a bus, as you can see here. However, their height when standing up straight could be upwards of 20 feet tall. They really could look into the second-story window of a house while you're sleeping. And of course, the
I would be
Patagotitan,
so
the largest
scared.
of the titanosaurs, makes the T-Rex seem puny.
can't,
It's estimated that these lumbering giants would have weighed over 70 tons, which is like 7
They're
T-Rexes.
so pretty,
This is also
though.
about
They're
as
so pretty.
large as a creature can
They have
possibly
spikes
get.
on
Due to
them,
something called the
too.
square cube law, it's
Do you
virtually
think all of those dinosaurs have spikes on them for like protection wise? I think so. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but like not really makes sense because the T-Rex will still eat you.
impossible to grow any larger than this. The bones just wouldn't be strong enough to support their own weight. Shout out to all of you guys who watched the true scale of Attack on Titan. But what if it didn't have to support its own weight? Because then a creature
haven't
could
seen
become
Attack on
twice
Titan.
as large as a titanosaur. And we know that because that creature is alive today. It's the blue whale. The largest confirmed blue whale weighed 170 tons. The only reason this creature can even exist
I don't think
is
I've seen a
because the
whale
buoyant
before in
force
my
of water
life.
helps support it. Water is very heavy, so any water you displace is gonna push back with all of that weight. Whales were able to evolve into the behemoths they are now because they didn't need their legs anymore. It's easy to comprehend size, it's tangible. Walk into any dinosaur museum and you can personally witness just how massive these dinosaurs were. However, there's something even more vast about dinosaurs that's a little
I remember
harder to
going into a
comprehend.
lot of
The
museums with
vastness of time!
science museums. Science
It's human
museums are my
nature to think
favorite.
that anything before we
Dude,
were
I
born
wanna
was
go
a
to a
really
science
long
museum
time ago
again.
because we measure time against the handful of years that make up our lives. 100 years feels like a lifetime ago. And beyond a few centuries, our sense of time collapses into one big blur of a long, long time ago. Maybe this will help put time into perspective. This is a meter-wide block representing 1,000 years. Every year is as wide as a single millimeter at this scale. So your entire life and everything you know is all the way up here at the front. And going back just 12 centimeters is the invention of the airplane. Going further back, we'll find that Hamilton musical, the Salem witch trials, calculus, the printing press, the Magna Carta got signed, and the first shogun rose to power 833 years ago. That's like 83 centimeters. But yeah, that's basically the last millennium. But there's more blocks to go. Religions formed, empires fell, China flourished, there was a Jewish baby that was born. We have the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, the Iron Age, the Bronze Age, and all the way back here is the construction of the Great Pyramids in Egypt. Wonders of engineering so advanced that people think aliens must have built them. I mean, this was 4,500 years ago. Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt and the first Instagram influencer, lived closer to today's influencers than she did to the construction of the pyramids.
What?
Even to her, the pyramids had already
No way!
been mysterious relics for thousands of years. These blocks here encompass all of human history because this is when written language began. There's no written record of what humans went through before this time, but here's the crazy part. Humans like us were around a long time before the start of history. This is 300 meters away because we've gone back in time 300,000 years. That's a really long time ago, but what do we find here? People. The earliest examples of genetically modern humans lived during this time period. We found their fossils in Morocco. They have the same body, same brain, same DNA as us today. These people from so far away in time are biologically indistinguishable from us.
I know a lot about evolution and stuff because of the amount of science classes I went to and science museums and researching and stuff. I'm a really big science nerd. So yeah.
The main difference is that we have TikTok now, I guess.
What in the world?
Hundreds of thousands of years of human experience, but no history to tell. There were 3 different ice ages over this time period, yet humans persevered and lived on. We have traveled far through time, but still absolutely nowhere close to how staggeringly far we need to go to find dinosaurs. The Mesozoic era, or the age of dinosaurs, can be broken up into the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous time periods. Thanks to the movie, you're already
we should all rewatch Dinosaur Train and have a good time. Yep.
familiar with the era all your favorite dinosaurs came from.
Most
of these are actually from the Cretaceous, but I guess Cretaceous Park just doesn't have the same ring to it. But still, these eras were millions of years ago, which means to reach them, we gotta go on a road trip. Here we are, 66 kilometers north of Los Angeles at the gate to Cretaceous Park, otherwise known as Vasquez Rocks. They filmed some old Star Trek episodes here.
Oh, I actually thought that was the sign.
This is block number 66,000, meaning we've gone back in time 66 million years to the last point in time when dinosaurs ruled the Earth, because right here, they don't. And I think you know why. An asteroid 7 miles wide collided with Mexico. It was a rock the size of
I was gonna say it was in Mexico. There's still a really big indent.
Mount Everest flying at an astonishing 12 miles per second. This is how fast that is, by the way. Just a, a casual mountain flying at Mach 58. It had so much kinetic energy that the 100 million megaton explosion completely vaporized the asteroid and left a crater the size of a Great Lake. Crazily enough, this did not actually kill all the dinosaurs on impact. I mean, everything nearby.
Okay, hold on. I was gonna say it didn't kill all the dinosaurs on impact, but it kind of just got rid of all the plants and not plants and animals they also needed to eat. So then they just kind of died out.
But it was the resulting darkness that finished them off, and that took years. Still, on this scale of time, a few years is barely a scratch. But it does mark the end of the Cretaceous period. We have a ways to go to get to the Jurassic.
No way!
We are now in the Mojave Desert, about 145 kilometers away from where we started, meaning we're 145 million years in the past, but we have now officially reached the Jurassic era. There wasn't some big
I cannot
extinction event
even
to cause the
fathom.
change between eras, but a variety of small shifts in the world, including my favorite, the creation of flowers. That's right, flowers didn't exist before this point in time, but it changed the world's ecosystem
way.
enough that dinosaurs had to adapt. But not all of them did. Some dinosaurs, like the Stegosaurus, went extinct just before this time period because they couldn't adapt to the changing world. And that was before
Not the Stegosaurus, no.
the creation of flowers. And the T-Rexes? They just didn't even exist yet. They entered the chat about 2 million years before the Big Smack. There were roughly 80 million years between the last Stegosaurus and the first T-Rex, but only 66 million years from the T-Rex to today. So the Stegosaurus is more ancient to the T-Rex than the T-Rex is to us. You see, this is what I'm getting at. The vastness of time between these two dinosaurs is literally unimaginable because to us, they're both just equally really old. The Jurassic era saw dinosaurs really beginning to take hold of the world. But if we drive another hour down
All the dinosaur movies that we see all the dinosaurs together, they actually were never like that. Aww.
the timeline, we'll fly past the beginning of the Jurassic and the volcano apocalypse, which killed off half the world's species, and land in the middle of the Triassic, right at the dawn of the dino, 230 million years ago. We are so far out into the desert now, we don't even have cell service here. That's how far back into time we've gone. Dinosaurs have had so little time to evolve at this point that they weren't even any bigger than a small dog. We started with these 5 blocks encompassing all of human history, but if we were to take all of time between today and the start of the Triassic 250 million years ago and compress all of that down into these 5 blocks, dinosaurs would span across 3.5 of them. But what about us? All 5,000 years of human history would be compressed down to the thickness of a sheet of paper.
No
Dinosaurs
way.
are big, but time is so much bigger. I just think it's incredible we know anything at all about dinosaurs, and we have science to thank for that. Paleontology isn't just digging up bones. It's a demonstration of the scientific method operating on the edge of
to be either an astronomer or
Every clue is
paleontologist.
measured, modeled, and tested until a picture of the past emerges that withstands scrutiny, and that is very cool. Not to mention, the dinosaurs we do know about are just a tiny fraction of all the dinosaurs.
Like, I would probably be part of like the art crew for them and just design and create what I think that they would look like.
Ever
I would do
existed.
that.
Most of them came and went without ever leaving a trace because it is exceptionally difficult to even become a fossil in the first place. 99% of dinosaurs that ever lived, we will never know about. Despite that, however, new dinosaur discoveries are happening faster than ever before. About 1 new discovery happens every single week. Imagine what we'll learn a year from now, or 10 years from now. I look forward to finding out. Anyway, I'm just trying to fill my brain with as many dino facts as possible, so leave a comment down below with some of your favorites. And if you enjoyed this video, consider sharing it with your friends because
This
it
is
helps
nice.
a lot. And if you want to see more, I got a whole playlist of videos just like this one for you to click. It's right there.